Hey guys, welcome back to KMK Insights. My name's Master Rando, and wanted to talk about some logos on the back of our 25th year anniversary t-shirt. So in case you don't know, this is our pro shop, and this is what it looks like here. And on the back, there's all these logos on the back. And we wanted to break down what these logos are to give you some insight on exactly who and how these people have made a difference in getting us to where we are today. So today I want to talk a little bit about RB Masonry. RB is a nod to Mr. Ron Berner, my instructor, Sensei Berner. And I first found Sensei Berner in 1988 when he taught my sister a class. If you've seen some of the other videos, my sister really is the main responsible factor for me even being here. But Mr. Berner, Sensei Berner, is like a father figure to me. He was always there. And we would spend countless nights from 1992 to really 2000 after classes on Mondays and Wednesday evenings just talking about life and life lessons and why it's important to be a person of integrity and honor, why it's important to put the students first. And he really taught me that whether there's 10 or 1,000, the class has to be the same. It has to be high energy, high quality, and it has to be something of value. You always want to be serving. My instructor was very hard on compliments, and he expected it to be done a certain way. And if you didn't do it, he would just move on to the next person. In fact, way back when there was no board of reviews for brown belts, he would just come in one day and say, okay, I think you're ready to test for black belt. Let's set it up next month. And it's kind of like, whoa, I've been working at this level for 2 years, and all of a sudden, boom, he says, now you're ready. And there was no sort of check-in. You would never go up to him and say, hey, am I ready? You would never. It was disrespectful. You would never think about forgetting your belt. Okay, if you forgot your belt in class, you didn't come, because it wasn't like he'd make you do push-ups or anything like that. It was just you disappointed the man. And we all were clamoring for that admiration and that half smile that he would give when you did something well. He had an interesting way of motivating you. In fact, he wouldn't he wouldn't yell. He wasn't a driving motivator like I think like I am. But what he would say is he'd look out on the floor and say, hey Rando, you feeling okay today? And of course, yes sir, feeling good sir. You sure? You're not feeling you're looking a little slow. You 100% today? Yes sir, 100% sir. You sure? Because you normally kick a lot higher than that. You're normally a lot faster than that. You sure you don't have some sort of bug, some sort of flu? No sir, I'm ready sir. It's interesting how just the slightest little nudge, the slightest little reminder can get more from us, and RB Masonry. And the reason that we picked Masonry is because it's the bedrock, it's the foundation of what you see in class, and the instructor that I am today, is because of him. Next one I want to talk about was Preto Construction. Preto Construction is named after Richard Preto. Richard Preto built this building with his crew. Just phenomenally detail-oriented. One day he calls me up and he says, hey, we're having a problem down here. I need you to come down and look. And of course, I get in my car, I come racing down, because at that point I was at the old building, the old studio. They were down here. It took about 9 to 10 months to build this building. And I pulled into the parking lot, and on the front of our building was all the stonework that he never asked if he could do. He never approved it in the budget. He just did it. And he said, look, it's not going to cost you anything, but I think it looks pretty darn good. And it's like, wow. Like, nobody asked him to do it. Nobody gave him that leeway. He just took it upon himself to upgrade, to level up the front of our building. So when you walk in next time that we're open, you look at the front of the building, all that stonework was a surprise. It was a surprise to me. And that's the kind of guy that Richard was. 9 months after the building opened and we were in, I happened to notice I came in one day, it was really early in the morning, and the sun was shooting in under one of the doors. And I thought, wow, that's kind of odd. Where's the doorstop to that? I called him up. Literally, he dropped everything he was doing. He was on another job. He rushed up here, and he fixed the door within the hour. No charge, no huffing and puffing. It was like that for for really 2-3 years after the building was complete. And that's how you know you're dealing with somebody that's a winner, somebody that finishes the job, because it's not finished when it's finished. You know, it's finished when it's complete. You know, and Printing construction, I mean, awesome. The next one I want to talk about is Preto Reality. Our lots are hot. Preto Realty. So, guys, Joe Preto was the reason that we even got a green light to build this building. So I went to a handful of banks to see which banks would loan me enough money to build this building. First People's was great. They allowed me to acquire the lot. But Joe Preto from Fidelity Bank, I got a whole bunch of no's, and I got from him, I got a maybe. And all I needed was a maybe. Well, long story short, I was going out of town, and Joe Preto and a team of individuals, they showed up at one of my classes at the old building just to watch, to kind of see the interaction. And I wasn't even there. So they came in, and they said they were, had kids, they were going to check out the building. They came in, I knew who he was, but none of my staff knew. And they were impressed with what they saw. And basically my team at that point helped solidify the loan. He believed in me, and he gave me a chance. And now here we are 12 years later, and we're celebrating, his calculated risk on me, and it's pretty awesome. The last one I want to talk about is OConnor's counseling service. And I told you that Joe Preto was the reason we got the loan, because they saw a class, and whoever was teaching that class, I owe a great deal of thanks and gratitude towards. That's Julie OConnor. She was teaching the class that night, and she didn't know it, of course, and I don't know if she even to this day knows it, but she was basically the reason that Mr. Preto gave us the thumbs up to get the loan from Fidelity. Miss O'Connor's great, and there's a reason that we have counseling service, because she's such wise counsel. So if I'm having an issue or problem, I know that all I got to do is pick up the phone and call her, and she's going to dissect the problem or the issues with me, and she's going to make it right. It's so neat to be able to have another Julie, because my wife's named Julie, and Miss O'Connor's named Julie, to have another Julie in my corner, again, going to bat for me. So Miss O'Connor is phenomenal. She's beautiful in every way. She's grace under pressure, and she's probably the most wise person I've ever met. At least top three, top three. So anyway, hopefully this gives you a little bit of Kickmaster's insight to who we are and why we are where we are. So until next time.